Well, hello there, motherfuckers. And I had to make a separate video on this about Becky Lynch. Now, I like Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch is hot. She's not a bad wrestler. I always liked how she looked with her hair and everything like that. The accent and everything. Very sexy, very unique, you know. They made her like into some type of steampunk type of character, but they never explained like why she dresses like that and why she's into the steampunk style. It's, you know, but it's like that with everybody. They don't explain anyway. There's a character, here's a nickname, she's a lass kicker, there you go. You know, there's your character, there's her character, right? So Becky Lynch recently, they turned her heel, or like tweener or something like that. I guess heel, you know, because they don't really do tweeners anymore. But they made like, you know, Becky Lynch was mad because, you know, she was going to be, you know, the next contender for the women's championship, and then Charlotte returned, and it was like jealousy, and you know, she beat up Charlotte, and the whole crowd cheered, and like Charlotte is supposed to be face. It was supposed to be something like that. They were planning to do like a double turn or whatever. And for some reason, people thought that they saw at SummerSlam, they thought they saw the double turn of the century. They thought they were watching WrestleMania 13. It was Bret Hart and Stone Cold. And why am I making that comparison? Because people are literally saying that Becky Lynch is the female Stone Cold Steve Austin. And even Stone Cold has said that Becky Lynch reminds him of himself. And Stone Cold Steve Austin is my favorite wrestler of all time. So you can see why when I hear this, my ears go up. And to this, my middle finger also fucking goes up to this statement. Becky Lynch is nothing like Stone Cold. Becky Lynch is never going to be anything like Stone Cold. Becky Lynch does not have what it takes to be like Stone Cold. It's never going to happen. It hasn't happened. It never will happen ever. So I'm not really understanding people. Like, how is she like Stone Cold? Okay, so here's the thing. People think that, you know, because she's different, she's tough, like it's supposed to be like a badass type of thing going on, that makes her like Stone Cold. Like, there's never been any other badass characters before. There's never been a Batista, you know what I'm saying? There's never been a biker Undertaker, you know what it's just like, there's never been a hardcore Holly, there's never been a badass before. Okay, so it's just like, it's just so drastic of a comparison. And, you know, you might be saying, well, Brad, you know, maybe you're reading a bit too much into it. Maybe people are just using hyperbole here. You know what I mean? Like, she's like Stone Cold. They're just choosing the first badass that comes to their mind. No, but when so many people say it, and they repeatedly say it, and they say it reminds them of exactly like Stone Cold, I start saying that the current crop of fans that watch WWE right now are fucking stupid. Present company accepted. You know, I mean, I'm just saying that fans, like, because most people who watch this channel are not enjoying the product right now. You're like me, you're Attitude Era fans, you're Ruthless Aggression Era fans. You like wrestling the way how it used to be. And you most likely just like to hear me tear the show apart, which I always do. And, you know, I put together some pretty good criticism on this show and how I think that they can make it better. Now, as far as Becky Lynch, yes, right now, currently, she is standing out as probably the best of all the women. How they're currently making her character, and, you know, it's standing out. Are they doing the best they possibly can with her? Not really, because, you know, they just, like, the last episode of SmackDown, she's just picking on Lana. I'm not really seeing, you know, Stone Cold. Stone Cold wasn't a bully. He was a badass. He didn't care what anybody thought. He said what he wanted. Becky Lynch is really not doing that. She's kind of just doing a whole tough routine and everything, and it's better than what everybody else is doing. Like I said, she's very good looking. She's very attractive. She's got the hair, the accent. It helps her out to stand out among the rest. When you've got people like the Iconics with the annoying accents and they're not very good in the ring and they're just generally detestable, Becky Lynch seems to stand out among those people, and seems superior. So that kind of helps her look better when everyone else is looking so shitty. But to say that she's like Stone Cold, I mean, you're just going off on a limb right there. A limb where you're just careening off a cliff, where you're just reaching the point of no return when it comes to complete insanity. Stone Cold Steve Austin is one of the most over wrestlers the WWE will ever see. I don't think they'll ever be that over again, especially if they keep going the way that they're going. Stone Cold was magic that you could never reproduce. They might, if they get their shit together in the future, which is highly unlikely based on their business model and where they're going currently, they might be able to have somebody else, maybe as over as that. But I'm saying, like, there'll never be another Stone Cold. And I definitely know it's not coming from the women's division if they ever have somebody the same caliber like that. So, it's like people are jumping the gun. It's like they like Becky Lynch. I think they genuinely want to see her do well. And so do I. I think she's a talented girl. I think that she tries hard. She's trying hard in the role that she's given. But, everyone is working with a handicap because they're working with this horrible fucking creative team that it really couldn't get this bad. I don't fucking care what anybody says. They were more creative during the 1995, which is widely regarded as the worst year in WWE. At least they tried. At least you had Bret Hart. At least you had feuds. At least you had storylines of some sort. Here you got nothing. You got nothing going on. It's the same thing every week. There's no characters. There's no thought put into anything. I'm saying, like, here's the big pay-per-view Evolution where you could build the whole pay-per-view around your hot star, Becky Lynch. But what are you doing? You're not doing that. And instead, you're taking the signs away from fans that say Becky Lynch because she's a heel and the people who work at WWE don't want you holding up signs that say Becky Lynch. Now, barely anybody even makes signs anymore. So they should be happy when people come with signs at all. That clearly shows you just how fucking much the product has dwindled. Because people used to bring signs. There used to be signs. Every other fan, you take a look at anything on the network from, say, 1997, 1990, 1999, well into the 2000s, every other person had a sign. Nowadays, no one has one. Barely anybody does. And when they do, it's rare. And most of the time, they get them taken away. Now, I get it. If it was an offensive sign, if it said something disgusting or some shit like that, I could start to see why they're PG. They might not want it to appear on TV. Connor's Cure, Susan G. Komen, all that. Never mind that Triple H says that he sold his soul a long time ago. But, you know what I'm saying? Forget about all the hypocritical shit. Yeah, I could start to see the argument. But you're taking away a sign that just says, like, Becky Lynch or some shit like that. Or Becky is awesome. Or whatever the case may be. That's fucking stupid. You finally got somebody who's over with the fucking crowd where people are actually relating to this character and wanting to see her do well and prosper. And finally they're not booing. They're not, chanting boring or some shit during a women's match or chanting the name of another fucking wrestler. So you might be happy about that, right? No, but WWE takes away the signs of those fucking people. So, just like the Evolution pay-per-view, they're trying to make an effort to try to put Becky Lynch over more than she's ever been, and they're not doing a very good job. And people are not doing a very good job by comparing her to Stone Cold, and I'm very surprised at Stone Cold. I said this time and time again. Stone Cold sometimes surprises me. It's like sometimes I agree with the guy, and he knows that the product is shitty, and he says it. But then he goes out on a limb sometimes and he says these things I wouldn't ever fucking expect him to say, like that, maybe he was wanting to give Becky Lynch a rub, but in the back of his mind he's like, yeah, fucking right, kid, you ain't nothing like me. You might want to see Becky maybe she'll listen to his show and stuff like that. I think she is a fan of him, and so maybe she is channeling him. So he might be just like trying to make her feel good and put her over and shit like that. That might be what the case is. But I'm just saying, like, you guys out there, you're not Stone Cold. You're saying that she reminds you of Stone Cold Steve Austin. Really? You really feel the same way you did about Stone Cold Steve Austin as you do about Becky Lynch? You really feel like we're on to the next wrestling boom period? You feel like you want to go out there strutting your Becky Lynch shirt just as proudly as you did your Austin 316 or your what shirt? I am sorry, folks, but when it comes right down to it, no Becky Lynch shirt is ever going to amount to this right here. No Becky Lynch shirt is ever going to get close to selling the amount of shirts that this sold. Understand that, folks? Do you get that? You're never going to get to this level with a Becky Lynch shirt. I don't even know if Becky Lynch has a fucking shirt that men could wear even. I know there's probably a women's shirt. She does wear them on TV, but I'm saying it's like, do you really want to wear a women's wrestler shirt as much as you do a Stone Cold shirt? Because you're saying she's getting to the level of Stone Cold. I'm just saying people don't think before they speak. Anyway, guys, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Click the bell so you get all the notifications when I post all my new content. Check out all my other videos. And this has been your YWC champ. And I'm signing out.